Bend Central District is right in the middle of Bend, and as everyone knows, Bend is growing so quickly. People are moving here every day, even especially with the COVID pandemic. So unfortunately, a lot of people are getting pushed out to Redmond or to Prineville or to Lapine, and they're not able to work where they live or be as much a part of the community as we would like them to be. So the idea behind the Bend Central District is right now there's very few homes in the area. There's about 100 residents in 200 acres. So there really just needs to be more houses. The idea is to encourage redevelopment and do it in a way that's supporting the community and also adding benefits to the neighbors who already live here, in the Midtown neighborhoods, who for at least a decade have been trying to advocate for better biking and walking routes to the west side of town, to the river, across the Parkway and across 3rd Street, and just throughout this neighborhood. We're at the Midtown Yacht Club right now, and this is a great example of a new mixed-use development that's already been embraced by the neighborhood. There's actually offices above the tap room. So this is the kind of thing that, makes good use of the space and also creates a community gathering space and offers something that the neighborhood really didn't have before, which is an easily walkable, easily accessible food cart lot, which are really popular in Bend. So we're happy to have it here. Another thing that is really exciting is the new Sunlight Solar headquarters on Hawthorne across from Oregon Spirit Distillers. They also built in commercial space, so that's another mixed-use building that's going to be all net zero, energy efficient, and powered by its own solar power. There have been a few turnovers, but that's brought opportunity for new businesses to come in. Unfortunately, Mr. Ko passed away last fall, and this past weekend, a new restaurant has opened in that spot called Lori's Grill. So I recommend people check that out. It's a family who's been in Prineville for a long time. The Schwab property is up for sale. So, that's a great opportunity. It's 3 acres for all kinds of mixed-use development to happen in that area. There's art going up. There's a new mural by Becca Badilla at MacTech, which is beautiful and has an amazing backstory that you can check out on her Instagram. We've partnered with Mecca Bend and the Avanza program at COCC. We held a couple of focus groups last fall to work with Latinx artists and Latinx stakeholders in the area, and together they worked on the design for a mural. And this spring we're going to be painting the mural in the Franklin Underpass on the other side from where Casey Anseth's mural is. And creative placemaking like that is a really great way for people to get involved. Putting that art that represents a culture that is not always represented in Central Oregon, but is definitely here, is a way to show that bridging between, the past and the future, and east and west. Yeah, so with changes, there are also challenges. What we're hoping is that we can find a balance between change and keeping the people who have already made this place really great and helping them be a part of the change. So some ideas for that could be for a place like Kalima Market, that's a mainstay for the Latinx community, to be able to stay in place. So maybe that means working with the landowner to redevelop the spot into a mixed-use building with apartments above, but keep the ground floor as that really essential grocery store. There's a visionary board that LandWatch has created, and as part of that, there's been a partnership formed between 2 developers, and they're working on an apartment complex that's just a couple of blocks away from here. That's going to have 40 units in a pretty small space, so making really good use of the space that we have and providing housing for people who really need it right now. And that's part of the role of the visionary board, is to listen to what the community has to say and do outreach to make sure that people know how to access the opportunities that are being presented. If we want to be more intentional, we're going to have to do outreach to the smaller, mom and pop businesses, the local businesses, the local landowners and developers, and make sure that they're aware of the opportunities that are coming up and how they can take advantage of them. And it takes some more effort on behalf of the city and groups like the Visionary Board, hopefully, to do the outreach and go to the existing residents and businesses and figure out what would make your life better. How can we work together to improve this area? I'm not sure if a lot of people realize that this part of town is actually the most diverse, which is super exciting. And I know that the Orchard District neighborhood really embraces diversity and wants to be a welcoming neighborhood. So what's really important is that we honor and listen to people from Latinx origins, BIPOC communities, and try to figure out ways that they can lead the effort. We're super excited to see all these changes that are happening and looking forward to more.